Okay, so I have received this email for another appeal, right? Another updates that are required, right? So I hope I'm gonna send you this second video. It will be much clearer. So one thing I want to clarify regarding the sign in button is that that sign in button, it belongs to OpenAI, and it does not get designed, developed by me, right? It is within the interface of ChatGPT, which is part of OpenAI. So in a way, I'm a a developer who is using their platform, right? I'm not someone who dictate, right? So I really don't know if we are going to, you know, be able to solve this. And I'm not sure because I believe they have other integrations that with Google they were able to create this, right? So here I have my GPT. This is my main one, Strongineering, right? This one that people are using it, right? And then this is my test that has the Google Sheet Google Sheet API integration, which I wanted to test, right? So I'm going to just demonstrate how it's going to work, and then, you know, I don't know like how we are going to circumvent this whole thing because, you know, um, okay, now it's behaving funny in a funny way, but the off action, right, is all this interface like you see this purple thing. It is not designed by me, it's by OpenAI. So I'm not sure how I can further circumvent this whole thing. Then there is a huge bottleneck like this roadblock, and not just for me but every other million users who are using this platform to create their GPT, right? So I don't know, like, so I will sign in with Sheets. I believe this is what you want to change. You want to have this nice looking sign in with Google. Yeah, I mean, but this is my app. This is not my app. This is within this custom GPT platform. So I wanted to make that crystal clear. The app and the custom GPT is not is they are two different things. You see, so my app doesn't require the API integrations, right? But this custom GPT needs a lot of help because itself it doesn't do much. So I'm going to sign in here, right? If this is like the bottleneck, there is nothing I can do. You see, it is the openai.com, right? So the domain itself is OpenAI. So I don't know what I can do, what else I can do, you see. So then it will come back and then it will try to create some sort of action, right? Then I will confirm if it's going to create some template, yeah, so okay, fine. If there is an error, just help me create a sample workout plan in a Google Sheet because I wanted to test the API to see if it works. So all these are not designed by me. I just put my logo. So I'm not sure how we are going to overcome this, But I hope you can have an internal discussion and then pass me through. So they created a sample workout plan for me, which is great, like, so this is what I want, right? Which is also the reason why I want the OAuth to be done with my GPT, because like if I have the OAuth and then they are able to create the Google Sheet within the account of the user, then what we have is like, so I have all this, right? I will set up, I have my client ID and then I'll set it up, right? I have set it up, right? So then they can create the workout plan within their Google Sheet and so forth. That's the functionality that I want, right? That's why I need the OAuth with and this API, and that's why I need the verification, because I wouldn't have the email list of the people who are going to use my custom GPT, right? So here I have what I have is this verification, right? And then I have my app names and stuff, right? So my app, this has this app website, right? All this, and then it has this privacy policy, blah blah blah, and then my project itself is this, and then my domain is this strongineering.com, and the authorized domain is openai.com. So here is there something I need to clarify, right? Because this sign-in method, it comes from this OpenAI platform. So what I'm thinking is that maybe I don't even need to put in my strongineering.com, because my website, this is just a landing page. This is just a description of my app and how it's designed. People don't need to log in and this is the website is one, right? So I may not even need this, right? But because it's my application homepage, I put it here, right? So because I'm not sure how it's going to work. So if you want me to remove this, I will, right? And then, so this is one use case. This is custom GPT. And then I have the second use case, which is my app itself, right? So my app itself, I think, okay, there we go. It's much bigger, right? So what I have is a very simple login screen. And then I would have the sign in with Google, right? Here I have a privacy policy which directs me to, okay, it does. Okay, so the response is a bit slow because it's simulator, right? So I have a page that I can direct, right? And then I have the sign in with Google, right? So this one, it is very standard, right? So there is no need for change. So to continue to Strongineering, then I'll have this, right? So then it helps me to log in, blah, 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 see the 4 services, make sure you trust, okay, I'll continue, blah, 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 right? So hopefully all this will be finished to make things smoother. So my OAuth doesn't need the website. The website is something that is disconnected from my app. My app doesn't need this website. It has no connection, right? Yeah. So first, I think the sign-in branding, you can have an internal discussion and check whether this OpenAI can use it. You see, because I'm just a random developer. OpenAI and Google, they're big companies. So, and I don't have an influence over both of them, right? So you can check whether this is allowed. So if this is not allowed, then every other developers who make those custom GPT cannot have their domain verified, I guess. Anyway, yeah. Then the permissions page, we couldn't find OAuth to this project, right? So I think let's go back to. Okay, let's log out. Right, let's go back to the login page. Right, we will not be able to see the project Livestrong v1 because in my Firestore, what I have is the project name is that way, project ID is that way, but in the public setting, I made it such that it's Strongineering. I think this was set up here when I made the additions, app name, and all that, right? So that's why it's good, because the people don't have to see my old project name and stuff, So it's all coordinated properly, and that's why you don't see the Livestrong v1 when I try to sign in. So you see the Strongineering, right? So I think that should solve the issue, right? So that second point, I hope, right? And then the third point, however, we would like to see for how your user consent to checkbox, right? So I think this is a point that I also want to clarify, because I don't have a explicit step to click the checkbox. What I have is just a disclaimer: by continuing, you agree to Strongineering privacy policy and terms and conditions, which I believe is quite standard amongst all the apps, you know. And because my website is a separate thing, it doesn't have that, right? If it is a website login, maybe the first time you sign in, there is a checkbox and everything. But my app has this this disclaimer. So that's how we have been doing it, right? So I hope this also resolves the third point, right? And then I'm just going to send you this video, right, with a very short description of what I have in my video, right? So I hope this time I can get it through. If you can advise me if I need to remove this website, because there's no API that goes through this. There's no OAuth that goes through this. But this is my homepage. So I'm worried that things don't go well if I don't put it here. That's why I put it here, right? So you can give me an advice, and then also you can see how we can move forward together, right? Because for me, this functionality is very important. And I think not everybody uses Microsoft Excel. And I personally prefer Google Sheet. It's more friendly. So I wanted to have this API. That will be a very good addition to my custom GPT. Yeah. So yeah, let me know if you need any clarification.